You can have all the rain you want. There's 3 strikes of lightning. You fight the man.
Good evening once again, everyone, and welcome to Hill United Chiefs softball this weekend from Travistock, Ontario. And this is game 2 of the night already for Hill United in the CEPHAS ROTH tournament, a 10-team event. And the opponent tonight, none other than the arch rival Bear Creek Gremlins. These are the two teams that year in and year out in recent years have been ISC world champions. Hill United. This is the lineup that Jeff Ellsworth will send to home plate. A couple of changes. Shane Boland, who batted in the number 7 spot, he'll bat second. Lenny Viavazo was in the number 3 hole. In the opening game, 12-0 5-inning victory over the Oswegan Redmen. This is the first game of the event for the Bear Creek Gremlins, and these two teams just seem destined to meet every single event, if not once, but potentially twice. And we don't have to wait long on this weekend. Here's the defense. Matthew Waugh, the longtime Canadian national team member in left, Ben Anoka, and Lucio Retamar, the outfielders around the diamond, the regulars. Remeke, the great Cole Evans, Ladislaw Malarzuk, Eric Ochoa behind home plate, the veteran receiver Nick Mullins, and the young star pitcher Jack Besgrove from Australia. Jack has pitched 56 in the third innings this year, given up 17 runs, 30 hits. He has 132 strikeouts. against Hill United. 11 and 2/3, 10 runs, 13 hits, has 23 strikeouts and 4 walks, as he will face Alan Pecker, who leads things off once again. And Alan has hit the big teams as well as anyone. Allen did not have a hit in the game against the Oswegan Redmen. There's Besgrove with that lean. The foot up and away he comes, and a changeup across for a strike. It'll be interesting every single weekend. This is meeting number 6. The Gremlins have a 3-2 lead in the season series. The Chiefs won the last meeting 4-1 a couple of Saturdays ago in Kitchener-Waterloo. The adjustments, because these meetings continue to add up, and as great as these weekend events are, and the majority of the world's best players on display in all of them, everything is geared to how you will play at the ISC World Tournament this year, starting August 8th at the new Bear Creek Diamonds, just outside of Melbourne, Ontario. There's a 2-2 count to Alan Pecker, and strike 3 from our home plate umpire, Mike DeBrew. And working the bases is Mike Crowder, a 2-man system to open the tournament. There's Besgrove. Finds a corner. And pretty good framing from the veteran catcher Mullins, who, along with Bruno Matroni, those two guys best in the business in terms of their work behind home plate. This is Shane Boland. Has been battling through some injury concerns. Great to see him here in Tavistock. Besgrove might be throwing as hard this year as he ever has. And there was never a shortage of velocity, but it used to be in that 82, 83 range. And this year I've seen the radar, when it's being utilized, at more like 85. And he has already shown a changeup early in a game, a little more than he will use it at other times. Good swing by Boland, and you could tell by Shane's reaction, the captain knew right there he had something that he thought he could drive. Shane 10 for 55 now on the year. And this is a player when it matters the most as well. All his experience internationally and with the Chiefs. There's always a reason why the best know how to deliver when it matters most. 2-2 to Shane Boland here, top of the first. Game 2 for the Hill United Chiefs. They'll play 4 round-robin games. Unfortunately, we will not be able to show you one of those round-robin games because it will be played at another diamond. But everything that goes on for the Chiefs right here at Queen's Park, we will bring you on Softball Premier TV. And Shane Boland with a really good at-bat. Fouled off the pitch and able to stay off of the high rise, up and out of the zone. And Boland stays away, and Hill United has its first base runner. This is Brad Ezekiel, already 2 for 2. in the tournament with a couple of runs batted in. This on the ground to Ochoa. Not an easy play, but he makes it. Well done by the veteran first baseman, Eric Ochoa. When it squibbed off the bat, thought it might have a chance to be even closer than it was, but good balance by Ochoa to set himself and deliver over to first for the second out of the inning. And now Bruno Matroni. At 40 years of age, he leads all Chiefs in runs batted in this season with 23. 5 home runs. He was 2 for 2 with another run batted in the 12-0 victory earlier today. As every team will have a doubleheader during the round robin, the Chiefs get it out of the way early. As he swings and misses at a rise ball from Jack Besgrove, the still young man from New South Wales in Australia, despite the fact that he's won everything there is to win in the sport. And not a lot of players can say that, ever, let alone at his age. So Matroni heard something out of his own dugout that I think made him snicker. I think it was, hey, Bruno, get tough. this guy's about as tough as they come. See if it relaxes him. Besgrove, a dynamite changeup. And when you collide this often, who can make the adjustments? Pitcher, catcher, and hitters. Besgrove has a couple of strikeouts and will set the Gremlins hitting lineup. And, of course, the Hill United defense. You're watching Hill United softball on the home of softball, Softball Premier TV. So the Bear Creek Gremlins will bat in the bottom of the first for the second straight game. Hill United loses the toss and are the visiting team. The regulars, certainly 1 through 5. That rarely ever changes. Veterans and winners in the lineup tonight is the designated player, Lucio Retamar, who hit a big pinch hit home run in the final of the Chiefs Challenge at the end of June. Mallerzook and Mullins. So it's really at 6 and 7 where you see some changes for Greg Leather's team. Tyler Randerson gets the ball. Nick White in center tonight, and Alan Pecker in right. Khalil Luna, the 22-year-old youngster. Shane Bolin, Lenny Viavazo, and Pipolo Lopez will get the nod at first in place of Tony Gonzalez in this doubleheader scenario. Really enjoy how Jeff Ellsworth and John Hill and John Stewart employ their players in the round robin, trying to give everyone some at-bats, and the hope in any type of tournament is you get better as it goes along. This is Tyler Randerson in his first year with the team. He's 3-0. He's pitched 31 2/3 innings, given up 11 runs on 30 hits. He has 55 strikeouts. And in the 4-1 victory in Kitchener on July the 4th, Randerson came through with two really important late scoreless innings against the Bear Creek Gremlins in a 4-1 win. He gave up no runs and a couple of hits. He had 4 strikeouts, and he walked just the one batter. His 38-year-old Matthew Waugh from Saint-Gervais, Quebec, leads things off. He's hitting .359 on the year, 14 for 39, a couple of doubles, 2 triples, a home run, and 6 runs batted in. Great to have you with us, no matter where you're looking on this Friday. As Randerson has been a quality addition to the Chiefs staff of 3. Diaz, who threw a 5-inning no-hitter in our first game tonight. And, of course, Justin Schofield. And Randerson just misses outside to the longtime Canadian national team member and a longtime member of the Bear Creek Gremlins. He's been a huge part of their success over the years. Matthew was 2 for 9 in the most recent event in Kitchener. And Randerson comes in.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Ball and 2 strikes. I find when these two teams in particular play against one another, things can slow down. Every pitch seems to have the odd question. And that's because every pitch when these two teams could be a decisive one, and Waugh, who looked irritated from the last call, takes strike 3 as he's an unhappy lad making his way to the dugout. And Tyler Randerson, a nice beginning as he strikes out Matthew Waugh. Wellington, New Zealand's Jerome Remeke. He's hitting .432. He was nicked up, did not play late in the tournament in Kitchener, the Peter Hallman Memorial. And in that event, the Bear Creek Gremlins went 1-3 in the round robin. They didn't qualify for the playoffs, which is very odd when they don't find their way into the playoffs. Somewhat similar to what happened in the very opening big weekend, the Bear Creek Classic for the Chiefs. The rest of the time, they're going head-to-head for tournament titles. Hill United has been in the last 3 major finals that they've participated in. The Canada East Tournament in Mitchell, their own, the Chiefs Challenge, and then the event, the Peter Hallman Memorial in Kitchener, the first weekend in July. Remeke 2 for 13 on the year versus Hill United, including a big home run in the Chiefs Challenge finale. It was the game-winning home run, in fact, as the Gremlins trailed 5-2 going into the 7th and put up a 5 spot. After the Chiefs had knocked them off the weekend before in Mitchell, winning 3-0 in 8 innings on a Brad Ezekiel 3-run homer. Randerson a rise ball. Swung on and missed by Remeke. Homered 3 times this year. 9 runs batted in. Longtime member of the New Zealand Black Sox. Helped them to many medals over the years. Including a silver at last year's World Cup in Prince Albert, Saskatchewan, as New Zealand lost out to Venezuela, who captured its first title. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Remicky. And Randerson finds an outside corner. Back-to-back strikeouts. And there's 2 away.
Number 89, Ben Anoka.
You take a look on your screen and you decide. Those 2 pitches in question certainly look like they were very close. But I'm not down there in the batter's box. Anoka is the batter. Ben, an outstanding center fielder. Again, longtime Gremlin. 35 years of age now, from Auckland, New Zealand. Like Remicky, this guy's been a fixture in their national team and a fixture for a number of years with the Bear Creek Gremlins. He's 15 for 58 on the season. 3 for 17 in the 5 meetings between these 2 rivals, as it's Chapter 6 tonight, and there'll be some more to come, maybe even before the weekend's over, let alone when we get to the World Tournament. Randerson the sign, and a changeup on an outside corner. In every game, part of it is for pitcher, catchers, and batters to understand the strike zone. And then once that is somewhat determined early in a game, how does everybody go about their business? Ball and 2 strikes to Ben Anoka. And Anoka stays off the rise ball to even the count. Ben was 6 for 18 at the World Cup last year for his home country of New Zealand. The Gremlins finished 6th at the ISC World Tournament in Mankato, Minnesota. As for the first time in a long time, they did not hit the way we've grown accustomed to. They have absolutely owned the USA Nationals that were referred to as the ASAs, and it's still hard for people not to go down that road when they talk about that event, which will be held in not too long from now. I believe it starts on July 29th in South Bend, Indiana, the home of Notre Dame University. The 2-2 to Anoka. And this time it might be Hill United who's asking where it was. These teams go back and forth. Every batter, every pitch scrutinized. A full count to the Gremlins center fielder. And a good cut. He fouled that straight back. 3 diamonds in use this weekend for this 10-team event. 2 right here in Travistock, Optimist Park, down the road, not very far. And then they're also using a diamond in Shakespeare. Another payoff on the way to Ben Anoka. And Anoka spoils that too. Tyler is certainly deliberate in his process. And he's been successful at this level for a number of years. Spent a long time with the Toronto Batmen before joining the Chiefs, and now Home plate umpire Mike DeBrew jumps out and calls time. Still one more game to come here tonight. Chiefs will return to action tomorrow at nearby Optimus Park at 11. And a changeup that Anoka just spoiled. Good pitch from Randerson. And Anoka just got a touch. And the changeup just misses, and Anoka becomes the first Gremlin to reach base in the game on a walk. Power hitting first baseman Eric Ochoa, longtime member of the United States national team. We're batting .263 on the year. A double, 4 home runs, and 18 runs batted in. He was 3 for 3 with a home run and 3 runs batted in the most recent tournament in Kitchener. And that's a strike. A drop on the inner half from Randerson. Eric is 2 for 12 against Hill United so far this season. Calculating these teams' stats against one another is almost a season's worth of work. This is meeting number 6. But it's interesting when you reach this weekend. All of a sudden, what seemed to be a long summer gets short in a hurry. Lots of events already under the belt. These teams will make their way to Ashland, Ohio next weekend. Then it's the USA Nationals, and then the big one, the ISC World Tournament at Bear Creek. And Randerson with an excellent drop in on the hands as he has 3 strikeouts. We're through an inning. 0-0 Chiefs and Gremlins. You're watching Hill United Softball on Softball Premier TV.
Leading off for the Chiefs at the top of the second inning, the left fielder, number 52,
Quentin Bruce, 2 hits in the opening game win tonight for Hill United. 12-0 convincing victory over the Oswegan Redmen. It's Quentin Bruce. The last 2 tournaments coming in, and he's already delivered 2 more hits, playing his best ball of 2026. Besgrove, the low rise that will curve away from a left-handed batter. Mentioned it in our first game, and I'll utter it one more time. It's a really good location to call a game from and see everything. Have some depth. You're not down at field level where things get blocked out by umpires and players, and yet still close enough to really see the pitches and what's being thrown and the location. And another strikeout for Besgrove, his third of this game. Despite the fact that the Gremlins had an uncharacteristic miss the playoffs weekend in Kitchener-Waterloo, Jack Besgrove had 2 games in that event where he struck out 16 batters. As he deals with Lenny Viavazzo, who's been a tough out all season long and shows a good eye. Lenny, the 27-year-old from Mexico, 4-time All-World player at the ISC World Tournament. Another changeup from Besgrove, who has thrown that on 4 or 5 occasions already. And Lenny Viavazzo draws a 1-out walk. The second free pass that has been issued by Jack Besgrove. Pipolo Lopez came off the bench in the first game. Had 2 at-bats, one of them a double. He has really given Hill United a quality year. A lot of cases he'll come off the bench or play in these kind of scenarios where it's the second game of a doubleheader, and he's 13 for 51. He's homered 6 times and knocked in 15. And had a mighty cut at the Besgrove rise ball. He was 0 for 3 in the last meeting of these two teams on July the 4th. Up the middle, but didn't get all of it. And look at what Evans just did. That is Cole Evans. Lenny Viavazzo trapped in no man's land and soft enough for just a little bobble and ends up in a 6 unassisted to 3 inning-ending double play. And Jeff Ellsworth's going to question it. Was it in the glove long enough just to be a line drive out? We'll take a look at that play again when we return to more Hill United Chiefs softball on Softball Premier TV.
The Hill United Chiefs in the top half of the second inning. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on base. In the middle of the second inning, still the Hill United Chiefs 0, the Bear Creek Gremlins 0.
So here is the play that ended the last half inning. Pipolo Lopez. And the question right there is, did Cole Evans possess this ball, or was it just a knockdown? That's really close. when you slow it down, that one could have gone either way. But as the terrific shortstop comes to home plate, just have the presence and softball IQ to think that way, to give it a try. It worked. First replay, maybe that was fine. The second one, that's exactly why Jeff Ellsworth was asking at the end of the inning. But it was ruled a double play, and this is Cole Evans to start the bottom of the second. And he takes ball one. He's just 27, from Auckland, New Zealand. His first real major event was the 2015 World Championships, now the World Cup in Saskatoon. He was 16 years old then. This guy could play 15 more years, which is bad news for everybody else in the softball world. Hitting .372 so far in 2026. Had a notion and asked where it was. He's 5 for 13 with a double and a home run versus Hill United. And he had a rare off weekend in Kitchener. He was just 1 for 9 in that event. Yes, even the best have off weekends. In a sport where getting a hit 1 out of every 3 times is considered a massive success. And maybe even more so when you think about these kind of matchups. You hit .333 in a season-long series between these two teams, you've done something. And Evans leaves the high rise from Randerson. Tyler, 3 strikeouts in the bottom of the first. And Cole Evans with a walk to open up the bottom of the second.
Coming to bat, the designated player, number 53, Zenon Winters.
Zenon Winters has been around a long time. I remembered having an opportunity to call the 2009 then ISF World Men's Championship in Saskatoon, and he was part of that terrific Australia team that won the world title for the first time ever. Winters, Shales, pitching staff of Adam Folkert and Andrew Kirkpatrick. And for many, that was really the coming out party. Winters strokes it into center, and Nick White, with his terrific speed, had a quality break off the sound of the bat. Can't even really say crack, because graphite, whatever the composition is, it doesn't really crack. But read it well off the bat to take a hit away from Zenon Winters. And now, Argentina's Lucio Aretamar. 6 for 38 on the season. Homered a couple of times and was out in front of a Tyler Randerson changeup. In 2026, hard not to look at Aretamar without thinking about the championship final of the Chiefs Challenge. Came off the bench with a man on, his team trailing at that point 5-2, and hit a 2-run homer off field, and it changed the whole game. He was 2 for 11 in the most recent event in Kitchener with a home run and a run batted in. That home run came in a game against JDT First Energy. So 1 on and 1 out with 2 strikes to Retamar, the 26-year-old from Argentina. And Randerson with a good 0-2 pitch. That is something that if a hitter manages to flare one out, you're okay. But it was a pitch where somebody was going to hit something you wanted them to take a crack at, not grooved in a good spot for the hitter. Snap throw from Matroni in a hurry as Randerson gets Retamar on a high rise. Literally up in his eyes that time.
Batting with 2 outs, the second baseman, number 24, Ladislav Malarzuk.
Ladislav Malarzuk. He's hitting .227 on the season, 10 for 44, with a home run and 4 runs batted in. Comes up with 2 out. He has yet to deliver a base hit in the 5 meetings and now the 6th between these two teams. Long-time member of Argentina's national team, going all the way back to 2015. Remember watching him in Ajax, Ontario at the Pan American Games. As Argentina has really, maybe more than any other country, taken just massive strides in the last 15 years. They have become a softball power. Malarzuk, a fair ball down the line. Evans is going to get the wave. Cut off. And Malarzuk does have his first hit of the year against the Chiefs. And it's a 2-out double to score the game's first run, as he pulled it just fair down the line. And Alan Pecker with as strong his arm as anyone, but no chance to get Cole Evans, who was running on contact. So the Gremlins strike first. And the veteran catcher Nick Mullins at home plate.
That's why I was like, you didn't notice he's behind on the count.
So a walk and a double gets the job done. And the Gremlins find themselves in front. And Randerson, a drop ball at the knees. Mullins, the 40-year-old catcher, I believe originally from Toms River, New Jersey. Might live in Florida now. 5 for 27 on the year as you see it hit the chalk. Just a piece of it. And again, it's where the ball goes over the bag, and not the safety bag, but the bag in fair territory, as Mullins had a healthy cut. Nick's 2 for 13 on the year against Hill United. As Tyler Randerson looking to limit any more before the Gremlins head back to the top of their order. The 1-2. I believe it's 3-2. That's what I saw the umpire hold up. 3-2. Just checking to make sure. Now they're asking. No, it is 2-2. That is what I had thought originally. But again, it can be hard to argue with the home plate umpire in that case, but good umpiring. Checks with Mike Crowder. Says, no, I got 2-2. And here comes the 2-2 to Mullins. And he stays alive with a defensive swing and a pitch headed to the outside corner. Ladislav Malerzuk at second after doubling in the game's first run. And another foul away by Nick Mullins, who's having a really good at-bat. Has just 5 hits and 27 official at-bats on the season. And yet another 2-2. Excellent changeup. Tyler Anderson's 4th strikeout. But a Ladislav Malerzuk double, just fair down the right field line, has given the Bear Creek Gremlins a 1-0 lead over the Hill United Chiefs. You're watching Chiefs Softball on Softball Premier TV.
Chiefs.
22-year-old third baseman Khalil Luna leading off for Hill United, who now trail 1-0. Hill United with a record in the tournament already of 1-0 after downing the Oswegan Redmen by a score of 12-0 in 5 innings in the first game of this tournament. And Luna wasting no time, taking a rip at the Besgrove pitch. In other action tonight, JDT First Energy with a 9-1 triumph over the East Hants Mastodons from Nova Scotia. And the Northeast Drillers convincingly over the Bear Creek Express, winners of the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament, 7-1. In the 2 other games that have been played. Still another game to come at this diamond tonight. The Northeast Drillers did not participate in what was a 5-team division in Kitchener, but they've made a splash already in Tavistock as Khalil Luna goes down swinging on a rise ball from Besgrove, who's up to 4 strikeouts in the game. And now, the speedy Nick White. Nick homered in the win over Oswegan. 23 for 50 on the year, a double, 3 home runs now, and 13 runs batted in. Nick's just 22. He won't turn 23 until the 4th of December. And wears number 4. Nick White to center has tied the game. Nick White's second home run of the day, as he got something he could drive, and that's exactly what he did, as he takes Jack Besgrove out of the yard. In a 1-1 tie.
Right fielder number 59, Alan Pecker.
Alan Pecker in search of his first hit of the weekend. How about that for Nick White? Just keeps getting better and better and better. And with his speed, any ball in play gives him an opportunity. The same could really be said about the gentleman at home plate. Allen was outstanding at the Chiefs Challenge. He went 9 for 18 there and had a very solid tournament in Kitchener. Had 6 hits, including a couple of home runs at the Peter Hallman Memorial Tournament. So the last couple of weekends, he's been on a roll and looking to continue it here in Tavistock. And fouls this out of play. Pablo Migliavacca. Light toss in the Gremlins bullpen, which here is more of a cage, but it's in a great spot. I like it when it's right off the diamond, and Allen couldn't pull the trigger as he goes down with a strikeout for the second time versus Besgrove. Allen was expecting something different. Had a conversation with an individual who's been around the game for a long time and very much in the know, who says one of the things about Jack Besgrove is he has such a wide array of pitches that there are times where he can surprise you with one almost down the heart. And I think back to that conversation that I had a couple of weekends ago when I re-watched the strikeout pitch to Alan Pecker, because that's what it looked like. Sometimes with all his great movement, late movement, in, out, up, down, we've seen the change-up tonight. Every once in a while, you might be thinking about 4 other things, and the next thing you know, one's buy-in, you can't pull the trigger. Shane Boland has been pulling the trigger in an effective way for a long time in this sport. And he takes a look at a rise at the letters. Besgrove, 3 more strikeouts. But there was this. Nick White kisses that ball goodbye. We're tied at 1 in Tavistock on Softball Premier TV.
Middle of the 3rd inning, we have a tie game between the Hill United Chiefs and Bear Creek Gremlins at 1.
Matthew Waugh, Jerome Remeke, and Ben Anoka. The scheduled hitters for the Gremlins is Nick White has gone deep for Hill United. His second home run of the day. Had a home run, came off the bench versus the Oswegan Redmen in a 12-0 Chiefs win to start the tournament and find themselves in a 1-1 tie. Matthew Waugh struck out versus Randerson in the first. That's one of the tip-offs, and it's quite a regular occurrence in some ways amongst many batters where they step out and slap one of their thighs. That's when I know for sure they thought they had a chance to do more with a pitch. You'll see Bruno Matroni of the Chiefs do that a lot. Nick Shales is a guy who will go to that place, and Matthew Waugh just did so as well. What do you know? Another good one between the Chiefs and the Gremlins. A long way to go, though, in this one. And it's not exactly scooting by. These games tend to be some of the longer games just because of the importance of really every pitch when they play. Two balls and a strike to Matthew Waugh. Bruno was funny today at the team hotel. Hill United has many players from Argentina on the team. They might have a tough time focusing on Sunday afternoon. Bruno had a Lionel Messi jersey out, flashing it around. In the air, Quentin Bruce camps under it and will make the play. As Randerson wins the battle for a second time against Matthew Waugh. First time the strikeout, this time the fly out.
One out. The third baseman, number 6, Jerome Remeke.
Kyler's been on the circuit for a long time, but as far as the Chiefs are concerned, I can't help but think that he really endeared himself to this team when he was a addition for the USA Nationals in Oklahoma City. And in the second of 3 meetings, and what was the first game of, back in the day, they used to call it game 1 of the AB final. It's the only tournament where there's a true double knockout type format. So the Chiefs had lost to the Gremlins. Then they played them again. The Gremlins with a win would have captured the crown. And Randerson came into that game and gave Hill United 5 terrific innings. They'd go on to win that game before falling in the tournament finale. That was a weekend, really, in so many ways, where that endeared Randerson and, in some ways, helped solidify things for Kuba Osichka, who's really had a terrific 2026 as Remeke fouls it off. Smoke in the air here. It doesn't feel quite as thick as when the first game started at 5. Maybe not. No balls and 2 strikes to the Gremlins' third baseman. And Randerson a good 0-2 pitch. Down and away out of the zone. Really enjoy the cat and mouse game in matchups like this. These two teams are just loaded with elite level people in this sport. Really this year, top 5 teams in particular, even 6. Going to be a fantastic ISC World Tournament. I believe the Chiefs will go in as the number 1 ranked group, and the Gremlins number 2, which means they'll be on opposite sides of the bracket. So they would not face one another until very late, depending on how things go. Hill United will look to three-peat. Winners in 2024 in Surrey and last year in Mankato, Minnesota. The Chiefs 7-time winners. The all-time record is 10. And Remeke, who found himself behind in the battle, ended up winning it as the Randerson changeup was up and out of the zone.
Number 89, Ben Anoka.
So 1 on and 1 out, bottom of the third in a 1-1 tie. Ladislaw Malerzuk, an RBI double. And Nick White came back for Hill United with a solo homer. And Randerson really wanted that. He asked, is that inside? One ball, no strikes. Remeke, the base runner. And wonder if Justin Schofield is going to start to loosen. Marco Diaz, a 5-inning no-hitter in the win over Oswegan. The 10 teams here will play 4 round-robin games, 2 pools of 5 prior to the start of the playoffs. A strike on the outer half. And finishing first in your group is a real advantage again this weekend. It would bypass a quarterfinal. So 6 of the 10 teams will earn a playoff spot here in Tavistock. And another strike in just about the same area. And this game could go a long way to determine top spot. JDT First Energy, like Hill United, won their first game over the Nova Scotia East Hants Mastodons. And JDT will be playing here in the final game of the evening against the Bear Creek Gremlins, who will close out their doubleheader. The Chiefs are playing theirs right now, and Jeff Ellsworth comes out after a second consecutive walk to have a visit with Tyler Randerson. And in fact, he's going to take the ball away. So Schofield had been warming and will come in. We'll take a break. 1-1, bottom of the third here in Tavistock, where the Hill United Chiefs are in a tie with the rival Bear Creek Gremlins. 36-year-old veteran Justin Schofield from Grand Pré, Nova Scotia enters the game. He's 6-2 on the year, pitched 51 2/3, given up 16 runs, struck out 99, and walked 17. And he comes into a difficult spot. Tyler Randerson leaving the game after back-to-back walks. And see if Schofield can come in and shut the door here. And he's facing the number 3 hitter, 4 hitter in Eric Ochoa. And Ochoa rips one right back up the middle. Here comes Remeke with the go-ahead run. Eric Ochoa rips one back up the box. And the Gremlins lead for the second time. It's 2-1. And Nick White had no chance to come home and try and get the runner. So the 19th run batted in of the season for Ochoa. And now Cole Evans, who looked like he was sitting rise, but fouled it back. Evans walked and scored on the double by Malarzuk in the second. And Schofield works ahead, no balls and 2 strikes. See what he has in store for Evans as he checks the scoreboard for the count and then confirms with a home plate umpire. Few pitchers in the sport study the craft the way this guy does. He loves this sport. And that mind is always in motion. So this feels like an awfully big spot in the game, albeit it's only the bottom of the third and we've almost played an hour. And Schofield again with a high rise. It looked like it was out of the zone and fouled away by Cole Evans, who is from New Zealand, but I understand his home base now is London, England. I believe his partner or wife has a really good job there. So that's where Cole resides when he's not playing fast pitch softball. Out in front, Bolin for 1. Can he make it 2? Evans hustles to prevent an inning-ending double play. As this gets to Shane Boland in a hurry. And he elected not to toss, but to hold and throw. And just pulled Pipolo Lopez off the bag. So 2 away with a run in. And Jeff Ellsworth comes out to chat with Mike Crowder, working the bases. And now they're going to confer. Jeff may have felt like there was some potential interference on the throw. Maybe we can give you another look. So Evans, Anoka waited, really see anything there. We'll look forward to see post-game. What it was all about is up and in to Zenon Winters, who lined out to Nick White in the second. So Schofield trying to keep it at 2-1 after the Ochoa base hit that scored the second run for the Gremlins. Looked like the changeup. Ball and a strike. The longtime veteran from Australia, Zenon Winters. Schofield has Pipolo Lopez rub up the ball.
One ball, one strike.
And Winters did make good contact in his first at-bat. He doesn't have a lot of them. Even in many ways, the last 2 seasons, he's now 3 for 14 in 2026. He's 1 for 2 in games against the Hill United Chiefs. And that hit came in the 7th inning of the comeback in the Chiefs Challenge final. Good field of teams have assembled, and that really has been the case each and every weekend on the circuit. That one way up and in on Zenon Winters.
2 balls, 2 strikes.
He's a 5-time All-World performer. The last time he was named to an All-World team at an ISC World Tournament was in 2022. The world champion in 2009. Would have to double check to see if he was part of the 2022 team. Likely was. On the ground, Luna with those good hands and a strong throw. Oh, that's a good play. On the run, the quick hands and the strong throw to record the out. This was Ochoa giving the Gremlins a 2-1 lead. That's where we are after 3. You're watching Hill United Chiefs softball on Softball Premier TV.
Bear Creek Gremlins at the bottom of the 3rd. 1 run on 1 hit and 2 runners left on base. After 3 complete, Bear Creek Gremlins 2, the Hill United Chiefs 1. Leading off for the Hill United Chiefs in the top half of the 4th inning, the designated player, number 11, Brad Ezekiel.
Name the player of the decade that started in the year 2010 and could be right in the thick of it for the decade that we're in now. Bradley Ezekiel. Grounded out to first. He had 2 hits in the tournament opener tonight. Son acting as the bat boy on the weekend. Will. A little father and son time. And the youngster, I'm told, is already very athletic. As Besgrove works to Ezekiel, and Besgrove wanted that. The 39-year-old from Harbor, Maine, Newfoundland, 9-time All-World, including a first-teamer again last year. And there is a strike from Besgrove. A ball and 2 strikes. This is amongst one of the better confrontations in the sport. And Ezekiel shows a good eye to lay off. Always enjoy when a great pitcher deals with a great hitter. It's what the sport's all about. And Ezekiel fouls that away. And Besgrove wins this tussle as he gets Ezekiel swinging for out number 1.
Batting with one out, the catcher, number 28, Bruno Matroni.
That's Jack's 7th strikeout of the game. He's given up 1 hit. That was the solo homer to Nick White in the 3rd. We're now in the 4th. A ball to the catcher, Bruno Matroni. And Bruno struck out to end the 1st. Up and in and found a piece of the strike zone. That one a drop down and away, and Nick Mullen says that's fine. You put it in a good spot. Bruno helped Argentina win a world title in 2019 in Prague. 10 for 23 with 8 runs batted in. And again, Besgrove up and in versus Matroni. Another 2-2 count. And Matroni fouls that back. Another great student of the game, Bruno Matroni. He is a reporter back in his home country. And Besgrove's drop ball falls right off. And Jack has now struck out the last 4 that he's faced. And you see, again, the key is the late movement. All the best pitchers have it. And now Quentin Bruce. That thing curved a considerable distance. It was way outside, but boy, oh boy, did it move. Besgrove gets the sign. Both teams use the PitchCom system like they do in the major leagues of baseball. Not every team uses it, but these two certainly do. Started late last year. Quentin Bruce, no balls and 2 strikes to the Chiefs left fielder. And a changeup misses.
3 balls, no strikes.
Did not see a sign, but would expect Quentin to be taking here. Down a run with the way Besgrove has thrown. And he is taking all the way. Bruce on the changeup, fouls it away. Besgrove has not had some of his best outings against Hill United. In fact, you make a strong argument that in the meetings of these two teams, Kuba Osichka has given Hill United more trouble. They went 16 plus innings without scoring on him until they scored 2 on their way to a 4-1 win July 4th in Kitchener. The 3-1 or 3-2. Jack Besgrove has it going on this Friday night. He's struck out 5 in a row. That, the low rise. To the bottom of the 4th, the Gremlins in front of the Chiefs. You're watching Hill United Chiefs softball on the home of softball, Softball Premier TV.
Thank you.
Leading off for the Gremlins at the bottom of the 4th, the right fielder, number 21.
The teams have been very efficient with their hits. The Gremlins have 2. They have 2 runs. The hit United Chiefs have 1. They have a run. Lucio Retimar facing Justin Schofield, who came on in relief of the starter, Tyler Randerson. Jack Besgrove has given up 1 hit. It was a solo homer off the bat of Nick White. Time called briefly, and Schofield ready to go back to work against Retimar. The Gremlins right fielder, and starts him with a changeup. These teams rarely play anything but highly competitive, right down to the wire type of games. They did have a couple last year. Besgrove threw an unbelievable game in the first of 3 meetings at the USA National Championships. He shut out Hill United 7-0. Hill United came back against Besgrove and the Gremlins the next day to win 7-1 in a game where Hill took over late. This is their 6th meeting. And the Gremlins lead the season series 3-2, as you would only guess. And here we are again. 2-1 in the 4th, with only 3 total hits in the game. And Schofield paints the outside corner, much to the chagrin of Lucio Redemar.
With 1 out, the second baseman, number 24, Travistock, Mallerzuk.
Mallerzuk has one of the 2 hits, and it was a double that scored the game's first run. A double that just found itself fair down the right field line. His first hit of the year against the Chiefs in 11 official at-bats. And here he is again in the 4th. Wearing the light green batting gloves. Ladislaw, 31 years of age. He'll turn 32 on the 13th of September. Schofield, again, the location was excellent. 2 balls and a strike to second baseman Ladislaw Mallerzuk. It was 1 for 9 in the tournament in Kitchener, and he's already equaled that mark here. Change up to even the count. The other interesting thing is not only do the umpires get involved in the conversations, can even involve the 2 teams, especially when you have a situation like this where Mallerzuk and Matroni were longtime teammates in Argentina. Schofield with a rise ball that really moved late and late in.
Batting with 2 out, the catcher, number 3, Nick Mullins.
It really jumped, but up and in. And back-to-back strikeouts for Justin Schofield to open the 4th. And now dealing with a number 9 hitter in Nick Mullins. And it almost got a piece of number 3. Action all weekend here in Tavistock and area. The championship final on Sunday slated for 2. A lot of work to do before we get there. And Schofield, a strike on the inner half. Lights are on here on this Friday night. Queens Park here in Tavistock. It's almost like each dugout has a turn every second or third pitch. Look to your left, groans. Look to your right, groans. It's not easy behind home plate, by the way. And those gentlemen and women, they work awfully hard at the craft. And Schofield just uttered one or the other. It's always a work in progress, and to be honest, it's part of the game. The work that goes on between players and umpires. And Mullins draws a walk, and Schofield will probably take a second or two. He didn't like it very much. He's coming to chat. And Mallerzuk will come in, courtesy runner for the catcher. And Jeff Ellsworth will come out to, if nothing else, try to keep his pitcher in the right frame of mind. But you don't see that very often. Justin Schofield is a highly intelligent, very competitive athlete. So Matthew Waugh, the batter, two are out, and now Mallerzuk running for the catcher Mullins, the courtesy runner scenario, trying to speed up the game. And this is a strike on the outside corner. The game within the game. And it's a big part of this rivalry. To be sure, you need every little advantage you can get, and both teams know it. They might not love one another collectively, but there's a lot of respect. You know that. No balls and two strikes to Matthew Waugh. There goes Mallerzuk on target, but the ball came loose. Matroni with a terrific throw, and not the easiest throw to deal with coming in. And the slide forced it free. That was a strike from Bruno Matroni. And credit Mallerzuk in this regard. You're in that spot, you want to slide to the back corner of the bag to give yourself the best opportunity. And because of the slide, now you have to reach to place the tag rather than have somebody literally slide into the tag. That forced it loose. And now a runner in scoring position for Matthew Waugh. Who has 6 runs batted in this season. Including one against Hill United. He tied the championship game of the Chiefs Challenge with a triple. This one is stroked, and it is gone. A line shot home run off the bat of Matthew Waugh. And the Gremlins add to their advantage. It's 4-1. And that could be a key blow in this one.
Now batting.
Matthew Waugh's second home run of the season. His first came in the Bear Creek Classic against the Toronto Batmen. As the ball comes back in from home run land. Looks like one of the members of JDT First Energy. That might be pitcher Pammy Madzalukwa, who tracked it down. So 2 out for Remeke. And all the activity came with 2 out. And now it really makes that walk to Mullins more important. And it was, as you saw, if you were just watching, it was highly contested. Schofield thought he had potentially a couple of strike threes in that at-bat. This one, routine for Nick White. Matthew Waugh, a 2-run line shot to right center, has given the Bear Creek Gremlins a 4-1 lead on this Friday night in Tavistock on Softball Premier TV.
For the Bear Creek Gremlins in the bottom of the 4th inning, 2 runs on 1 hit and nobody left on base. After 4 complete, it's the Gremlins 4, the Chiefs 1.
A Matthew Waugh 2-out, 2-run shot in the bottom of the 4th has the Gremlins in front of the Hill United Chiefs by a score of 4-1 as Lenny Viavazzo bats. And Hill United in search of some base runners. Esgrove has struck out the last 5 Chiefs he has faced. Be interesting to see if the Chiefs go to their bench in a couple of spots here as this game winds down. And looks like Kuba Osichka is getting up to potentially throw some warm-up pitches. Viavazzo to right field. It's carrying, playable for Redemar. So the strikeout streak comes to an end on the fly ball out by Lenny Viavazzo. As Renamar with his eye on it all the way to make the catch. A couple of steps into foul territory. Pipolo Lopez tied for second on the team in homers with 6. And went around. Tried to hold back. Went around. Besgrove again working out in front. No balls and 2 strikes. He's given up just the 1 hit, a Nick White solo homer that tied the game. And the drop ball. Swung on and missed by Lopez.
Batting with 2 out, the third baseman, number 95, Khalil Luna.
This is as good as Besgrove has looked in any game against Hill United in 2026. In his first 11 and 2/3 innings, he'd given up 10 runs in meetings with Hill United on 13 hits. He's always going to have 8 or 9 strikeouts in a game, especially if he pitches 4 or more innings. It's just the way it is. Khalil Luna made a really fine play earlier in the game to take a hit away from Xandon Winters at third base. Besgrove about to throw his 70th pitch. And Luna had a good swing at it. And that was another one of those pitches that looked like it was more down the middle than anything else. Besgrove up to 10 strikeouts in the game. And he put a little extra red hot on that rise ball. That really smacked the glove. 71 pitches now, 47 have been for strikes. And finds an outside corner. And the count runs full to the youngster from Argentina, Khalil Luna, who had a big triple in the last meeting of these two teams, won by Hill United 4-1. And Besgrove walks Luna.
Coming to bat, the center fielder, number 4, Nick White.
Well, Nick White has the only hit for Hill United in the game, and it was a home run to straightaway center. The always dangerous Alan Pecker in the on-deck circle. He'd love to come up with a couple on here. Here's the 1-1. Evans might be one of the only shortstops that could throw out Nick White from that spot. So a walk and 1 left. 4-1. The Gremlins lead Hill United on this Friday in Tavistock.
For the Hill United Chiefs in the top of the 5th inning, no runs on no hits, and there was 1 runner left on base. In the middle of the 5th, the Gremlins 4, the Chiefs 1.
So Justin Schofield back to the 8-foot circle. A 2-run homer in the last inning for Matthew Waugh, the key strike in this game. Two teams who figure to be prominent again, as they always are, at the ISC World Tournament. Just informed that the 2026 schedule is out for that event, which will begin on August the 8th at Bear Creek. Is Beninoka leading things off for the Gremlins. He's walked twice in the game.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Brian Aratus has done a just fabulous job for the ISC on the website this year. It's magnificent. It's made massive strides. And a strike on the outside corner. Schofield's had good movement and good velocity tonight. Two pitches. The first pitch that he came in to throw, that Eric Ochoa took right back up the middle to score a run, and then the pitch that Matthew Waugh hit out. This on the ground, Boland made it look easy. And there's one away. And a smile from the captain.
Batting with 1 out, first baseman, number 8, Eric Ochoa.
Talking about Ochoa, he cashed in the first run of the game with that RBI single back in the third. And hits this one hard as Alan Pecker ranges over to keep Ochoa to a single.
Now batting the shortstop, number 34.
As he continues to have a good night. Ochoa actually with the second run, the go-ahead run in the bottom of the third. Malerzuk gave them the lead with a RBI double in the previous inning that Cole Evans scored on from first base, and now is the batter. Evans also involved in a somewhat controversial inning-ending double play where really close between him making a catch on a soft liner at second, and smartly took an opportunity to drop it, pick it up, step on the bag, and turn 2. And we had a few looks at it and might have been in possession of it before the drop. But that's easy from here, and when you have 3 replays to see, not in the heat of it. Evans fouls it away.
Two balls, 1 strike.
A rise ball swung on straight back off the bat of Cole Evans. Evans has walked and scored and reached on a fielder's choice as he asked Mike DeBrew for the count. We're in the bottom of the fifth, and Hill United could really use a zero here to keep themselves in the hunt, and going to be difficult the way Besgrove has thrown in this one. So full count. Can't imagine Ochoa would be on the move, but the way that Evans handles the bat, certainly wouldn't be the worst time to start a runner. See what happens here. No start and strike three. Not what Evans was expecting.
Batting with 2 out, the designated
And Schofield
player number 53, Zenit Winters.
receives the right answer on that pitch on the inner half. So 2 out for Zenit Winters, who's 0 for 2. Hit a liner to Nick White in center, and then Khalil Luna with a really good play at third to retire him the last time up. Defensively, probably the play of this game. At this level, in a lot of ways, it's a game about power, pitching and big hitting. As Schofield's rise ball up and out of the zone. From this vantage point, which I've remarked on a couple of occasions, is really good. You can see the type of movement that these high-level pitchers go to work with. And that one curves its way across the plate. Two balls and a strike to the veteran Zenit Winters. Comes in on him, knocked down by Lopez, and Hill step on the bag. So Winters again with pretty good contact. Hill United in search of some runs here. Pipolo Lopez knocks down the hot shot and steps on first to end the fifth. It remains 4-1 for the Bear Creek Gremlins. You're watching Hill United softball on Softball Premier TV.
With the Gremlins in the bottom of the fifth. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 runner left on base. The end of 5, Bear Creek Gremlins 4, and Hill United Chiefs 1.
For the Gremlins, number 53 is out, 2 is in.
Welcome to Mont Hill Golf and Country Club. With our beautiful 27-hole golf course open to the public, we work tirelessly to ensure your time with us is second to none. Well, here, you'll be able to enjoy an incredible dining experience at our very own Big Pete's Steakhouse. Play some of the best courses in the world with our state-of-the-art golf simulators. Upgrade your gear with the top brands at our pro shop, or host a stunning wedding, event, or conference inside.
34, Lucci Biondi.
Hill United does go to the bench as Luciano Biondi hitting in place of Alan Pecker to start the sixth. Hill United trying to find some answers against Jack Besgrove. There have been few in this game. Still with only the 1 hit, a Nick White homer that tied the game in the top of the third. Besgrove with 10 strikeouts as he reaches back to that rag. Gorilla Gold is what it's called. And Biondi tried to drop down a surprise bunt attempt that did not work. Sixth meeting of the year. And again, very little to choose. That one, a rare pitch that gets away from the young Australian. And he pitches in a lot of different places. Pitches in Japan, on this circuit, obviously. Has pitched in New Zealand. And Biondi doing anything he can to find his way to first. And here comes the payoff. It is ball 4. And Luciano Biondi comes in off the bench. A good eye, and with Luciano Biondi, is just low. Good speed on the base pass for Shane Boland. And Boland had a good hack at that pitch. A high rise, and he sent it right back. Change up. Has gone away from it. Started with it. Established it early. And then have not seen it a whole bunch since early in the game. But that was a gem. The 0-2 to Boland. And climbed the ladder with that one a little more. And it's effective for out number 1.
Batting with 1 out, the designated player, number 11, Brad Ezekiel.
And if anybody could turn a tide, it's this guy. Besgrove starts Ezekiel with a change. Brad won the Canada East tournament in Mitchell with a 3-run homer off Besgrove in the top of the 8th. Biondi with a big jump over there, but a jump that had the Gremlins dugout alive. Brad Ezekiel looking for a little more of that magic. There goes Biondi. Mullins, oh no. Oh no, he hit his own pitcher right in the forearm or right elbow, and Jack Besgrove is in a lot of discomfort. We'll take a quick break and see if Jack can continue or if he'll require a replacement. You're watching Hill United Softball from Travistock on Softball Premier TV. So the good news is Besgrove able to shake it off, and Bradley Ezekiel over the head of Lucio Redemar. That will score Biondi. And Ezekiel has his third hit of the weekend as he lined it over the head of the right fielder. Right off the track.
For the Chiefs, 28 out, 3 in.
And the Chiefs have the tying run at home plate in Blake Hunter, who was 2 for 2 with a home run in the win over the Oswegan Redmen. And he takes ball 1. Now, not that that's not going to smart, and will for a while, but that was on the non-throwing elbow, not the left one. And Hunter shows quality patience to lay off. Might be in a spot here where you're taking a strike. Change up. 2 balls and a strike to Blake Hunter, the 39-year-old from Nanaimo. It's never dull when these teams play. And I'm not even sure how Blake managed to get out of the road. He was hit by a pitch earlier tonight. And Greg Leather's going to go out, and I'm going to guess the conversation will be to ask Jack, hey, are you really all right? And we'll probably buy a little more time for Kuba Osichka, who is warming. So Bradley Ezekiel's RBI double has drawn Hill United to within a pair in the 6th, as he has his 21st run batted in of the season. And Jeff Ellsworth is always pretty calm in every one of these situations. Might have been as animated as I've seen him all season. Full count to Blake Hunter. Bradley Ezekiel now at third after the wild pitch. And Hunter, look out, John Hill. Tony Gonzalez on deck would be the hitter next. By the way, Tani Mumu has come into the game at second to replace Ladislau Malarzuk. And Besgrove goes upstairs to get Hunter for out number 2.
52 out, 2 in.
Batting with 2 out, pitch hitter, number 2, Tony Gonzalez.
Tony Gonzalez. He can most certainly turn a game with one swing. Batting for Quentin Bruce in this spot. He's homered 6 times already this season. And tried to make it 7. Almost came out of his shoes.
Come on, Tony! Come on, CT! Come on, Tony!
Besgrove versus Gonzalez. Ball and 2 strikes. Gonzalez second in runs batted in with 22. Only Bruno Matroni has more with 23. And Gonzalez checks. And the count is even. Hill United already with a win over Oswegan. Closing out a doubleheader on opening night. Gonzalez in the air, not quite deep enough. He sent Redemar back almost to the track. Tony Gonzalez just missed tying this game. Just underneath it.
The Chiefs in the top of the 6th inning. 1 run on 1 hit and 1 runner left.
The Chiefs score 1, trail now by 2 here in Tavistock.
Hill United Chiefs 2.
I got a re-entry on those last 3 for the Chiefs.
Leading off the Gremlins at the bottom of the 6th inning. Right fielder number 21, Lucio Redemar.
Bottom of the 6th. Matthew Waugh's 2-run homer is the difference. It turned 2-1 into 4-1. Bradley Ezekil's 3rd hit of the tournament. A double scored a run to pull Hill United within 2, and Tony Gonzalez off the bench just missed tying the game as he sent Lucio Redemar deep and right. You could tell off the bat that probably just didn't quite have that sound you would expect when it really has a chance to leave the yard. So Redemar versus Schofield, who replaced the starter Tyler Anderson, and this will be an easy out for Khalil Luna. And Ladislaw Malarzuk, who doubled home the game's
Number 24, Ladislaw.
first run, way back in the 2nd, will re-enter the game to hit in place of Tani Mumu, who came in defensively and likely will be right back there again in the 7th. And a strike from Justin Schofield. And the thing you love about this guy is he just flat out battles. and gives you everything he has. He wipes the brow and goes back to work against Malerzuk. High in the air, deep, and Alan Pecker will run out of real estate. Put him back in the game to hit, and he hit it out of here. Second hit of the night. And both have driven in runs. Watch Alan Pecker try to scale the wall, but Spider-Man or Spider-Woman not going to catch that. And Malerzuk has been the hitting star, or certainly one of. And just when Hill United had started to build, going towards the 7th, now the difference is 3 again, as Nick Mullins with a check swing strike. Ball is carried pretty well here. There is some wind, and looks like maybe it's blowing out that way. I even thought the Gonzalez ball, while it didn't go out, maybe carried a little farther than I thought it might off the bat. As Malerzuk's home run has made it 5-2 in the 6th meeting of these two teams. And don't be surprised if there's another before the weekend is over. The number 1 and 2 ranked teams going toe-to-toe. As Schofield spins a strike on the outer half. Ladislav Malerzuk, a run-scoring double, and his second home run of the year here in the bottom of the 6th. And one of the things that Justin has really done a great job of this year is he's stayed away from the big fly more often than not. Had a really good season in 2025 and in many ways gave up very few hits. It just seemed like when he did, they might leave. That not leaving as he strikes out Nick Mullins. And it was Matthew Waugh, whose 2-run home run in the 4th after a contested couple of pitches to Nick Mullins. He walked. Waugh, Nick White with his good range will track it. Ladislav Malerzuk takes one deep, and Hill United in search of a big rally. They trail by 3 on the way to the bottom of, or at least the top of the 7th.
In the bottom of the 6th inning, for the Gremlins, 1 run on 1 hit, and nobody left on base. After 6 complete, the Bear Creek Gremlins 5, the Hill Street, the Hill United Chiefs 2.
For the Gremlins, 21 out, 19 in. And then 21 out, 19 in for the Gremlins. You have another one when you're ready. 57 out, 22 in. 19 in. 57 out, 22 in.
So Kuba Osichka, who in many ways I would suggest is one of the breakout players of the year in 2026. This 24-year-old from Czechia
Number 22.
has had a terrific year. He's 6-2, 46 innings, have given up just 7 runs. He's struck out 70 and walked 10. And Hill United finally got to him in Kitchener. Scored the first 2 runs against him all season. They went over 16 innings without scoring a run off number 22. So Besgrove, and wonder if the elbow, see on a throw attempt by the catcher Nick Mullins with Luciano Biondi stealing a base, took a rope off the non-pitching elbow. And here's Osichka. Starting against Lenny Viavazzo with a strike. Besgrove, 6 innings, 2 runs, 2 hits, struck out 12, walked 4 on 102 pitches. And Nick Mullins wasn't sure where it got to. Looked up at the screen. Where is it? Hill United will play 2 more round-robin games tomorrow. We will have the second one for you at 3 o'clock here on Softball Premier TV. Just with the ability at Softball Premier TV to really only be able to have a setup at 1 diamond. Hill United will play JDT First Energy at Optimus Park, but we'll be with you at 3 o'clock or thereabouts as a different opponent. It'll be kind of nice as they'll take on Nova Scotia's East Hants Mastodons, who lost their opening game. It was tight, 2-1 in the fairly late stages. They've picked up former Hill United chief pitcher Martin Gonzalez for the weekend. Threw well, came out of the game, and the game got away. JDT First Energy winning that game by a count of 9-1. So Lenny Viavazzo walks, and anytime you're looking for a big inning, you need runners. So Hill has a first for Lopez, and he has gone yard on a number of occasions this year. That long loping type swing that he features. The pride of Tijuana, Mexico, Edgar Pipolo Lopez. As Osichka misses down. And his changeup has been a pitch that has helped to separate him this season. It's an awfully good one. Wonder if we might see it here. Nope. Drop ball fouled away by Lopez. Pipolo grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second and then struck out in the 5th. He has homered 6 times this season. As Osichka just missing in. Top of the 7th. The Chiefs already with a win in their pocket over the Oswegan Redmen. And we talked about the changeup, and you just saw it. That has been a real go-to pitch for Kuba Osichka this season.
Batting with 1 out, the third baseman, number 95, Khalil Luna.
Khalil Luna will ask for time. He struck out and walked against Besgrove, who left after the 6th. And Luna, a mighty cut. I really think this sky's the limit for Khalil Luna. It might take a while. He's only 22, but I have a feeling he has a chance to be a star player. Only time will tell. He's got great hands defensively, a strong throwing arm. And it's no accident amongst your age group when you have the kind of World Cup that he put together earlier this year. 10 for 19. 13 runs batted in to lead everybody in that event. I think it's a matter of time to experience the best of the best on a regular basis. And even that swing, like, it doesn't pay dividends, but
Batting with 2 outs, the center fielder, number 4, Nick White.
he certainly does not get cheated. So Osichka, who walked Villavazo to start the inning, comes back with 2 strikeouts. Nick White has homered in the game and then grounded out to Cole Evans at short. So the Chiefs down to their last out tonight. And Osichka comes up and in with a rise ball. As he gets the sign and misses outside.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Now, if you're Nick White, this is difficult, but are you thinking change here again? Nope, high rise. To close it out, Osichka on in relief with a save.
The Hill United Chiefs at the top of the
And
7th.
struck out 3 in the 7th
Left on base.
to achieve it.
Final score, Bear Creek Gremlins 5, Hill United Chiefs.
So the Gremlins win this one. A round-robin affair and probably the first of potentially an even bigger one this weekend at the CEPHAS ROTH Memorial Tournament. We'll be back on the air with you tomorrow in the 3 o'clock time slot, which will be the final round-robin game of this event for Hill United. For our Softball Premier TV crew, so long, everybody, from Travistock.